watching this, it's because you've been handpicked to see this. Now, I'm a born and raised Christian mom to 5 amazing humans. I've been married for over 2 decades to one of the good ones, living in East Idaho, you guys. Never pictured myself here. This was not, when I was a kid, this wasn't where I thought I'd be or who, it's amazing. My life has just been so incredible. I look at the faces of my children and I am deeply blessed. And I am on a mission. I'm on a mission to increase the amount of families experiencing abundance in health, spiritual strength, money flow, emotional wisdom, all the things. And if you're watching this, it's because you want more. You're asking yourself, how in the world am I going to change my life and really up-level my experience without starting a business or my husband having to change his job or burning myself out, adding something to my already packed plate? Lady, I've got you. I've got you. And here's the thing. If you're like me, you're not willing to stretch yourself so thin and cycle through that burnout and taxing discomfort of the hustle, arguing with your spouse about stuff, having kids who never listen, grasping at straws, missing out on actually living. You've probably seen people in your life do this. That's why you're aware of it. That's why you're here seeking out experiences and mentorship and knowledge to do things different, right? This may have even been what you were modeled. You were maybe modeled, you saw maybe even your own parents or a grandparent or a neighbor who did go through the cycles of burnout. Maybe you have a really good friend that consistently gets burned out doing all the things and their marriage is not awesome and their kids are not listening and they're not living life. Maybe this is you right now. And you're like, how did I get here? I don't know how I got here, but I am wanting to get out. So let's talk. Again, you've been hand selected to be here. So everything that I talk about, the information in this bonus training is for you. This is not just for the masses. This is for a specific Christian mom who's had these specific experiences, okay? You are the reason I created this program because I had figured it out for myself. And I was like, why am I all of a sudden I'm reaching my goals and I'm having more joy and I'm doing all these things. And I would go around in public and, into my church groups and my neighbors and the school PTA meeting, parent-teacher meetings and stuff. And I would hear phrases and things that I would hear what I used to say. And I'm like, man, I have found something. I've discovered something because I don't think like that anymore. I don't act like that anymore. I don't have that experience anymore. What did I do? And I sat and mapped this process. And so this is kind of what you're experiencing. This is the visual that I pulled out. This is the cycle. When I talk about that cycle, you've become aware that you're in. This is what this is, okay? This is what you've been experiencing. You felt the desire to change. You pray. Heavenly Father gives you inspiration, right? That's what he does. He says, seek and ye shall find. You've asked for help. You've been productive. You've been resourceful. You get inspired. You get ideas. You've put yourself in the position to get ideas, to feel alive, you may even feel super motivated to do something that you've never done before. So you make a plan, you set some goals. You might even take some risks. That might mean you join this group or you got this mentor, or you bought that book, you did these things you never did before, and things start to change. They start to change. You see some evidence happening and you're like, oh my gosh. Then, because things are changing, your spouse goes, what's going on? And you say, well, maybe I need support in this area because I'm trying to change things. And he doesn't like that. There's all these trigger points of something, but you're not sure what it is. Something's coming up for you and your emotions start going up and down. Your fear of maybe this isn't good. Maybe I'm creating a big situation for my family. Maybe, I'm not being safe. You feel like this fear of insecurity, a lack of support. Your husband maybe doesn't love what you're doing. Maybe your mom thinks you're a fool. Maybe your church leader cautions you against it. And there's this feeling that you must be worth less than someone else that has done this. You've seen that there's a different way to do it. You think, well, maybe it's just not for me. That's you perpetuating a worth less. I'm worth less here to my husband if I'm causing him stress. I'm worth less to my children if I'm causing them stress with these changes I'm making. I'm worth less to my church if I can't handle the load that they've asked me to handle because I'm changing things, right? So then you start to doubt. Your self-belief dwindles. You decide you were too ambitious. It just wasn't the right time. The way that it was easier. You go back to how things were. You start, whatever that was. And then you feel that little desire to change things again. You're like, no, this wasn't. And you're in this cycle. Are you guys feeling me? Is this a describing? Because this is what I see. This is what I saw. This is what I experienced. There's this cycle that just keeps going. Am I good enough? Is my spouse proud of me? Are my kids getting screwed up because of me? Where do I even start to actually see abundance without sacrificing important structures and feeling guilt because I did this? Mom guilt? Anybody raise your hand? Like, really, this is the cycle zone that you've been in. I hear this, I feel it, I see it, I know it. Because this was me, and I've done enough coaching over so many years that I know that I wasn't the only one. So I created a different experience for myself through a series of mentors, different books, different stuff I started to map that I had implemented that shifted this for me. And it starts with mind mapping. Going, because everything we get out in life is because our brain is interpreting it a certain way based on our belief systems, our values, experiences we've had. So when I started mapping, okay, when this happens, this is what I think. When this happens, this is the judgment I put on this. When I see this, this is what's happening. I started to map my thought processes, and my brain is like, when I first started doing this, I was like, mind mapping, what is this? What are you talking about? But I learned that I went from unhelpful thoughts to starting to form really resourceful, helpful mindsets that didn't require me to go to massive amounts of therapy. It didn't require me to, I don't know, there's so many things I hear of people that do that is just a lot. It's just a lot. And if that's for you, that's fine, but that's not what this program was designed for. This is the simple way. This is the straight road, if you will. And you might be going, can this really work? Like, that sounds a little bit intense or big, but what I've learned is that every belief system that we have touches a lot of thoughts. And so there's usually just 3 or 4 main belief systems that you're working on right now that are keeping you in that cycle. And what's beautiful is I've discovered how to disrupt them. And the second thing that we do is create aligned goals. You might say, well, I don't want to set goals because I always fail. I don't want to do that again. My friend, I'm going to teach you how to make goals that align with your life. The reason that a lot of people's goals fail, if you will, and I actually don't believe in failure anymore, I believe in learning. And I see that when I had goals that aligned with my heart and my soul, and it wasn't what other people said my goals should be, I actually can teach you how to see a future version of yourself, your future best self, and create goals based on that trajectory. It's beautiful. It's totally beautiful. And the next thing we do is I have a great superpower of reverse engineering, breaking things down. We take it down into action steps that actually align with your life. You say, well, I don't want to take on too much. I don't want too much structure. Like, I got you, girl. Like, this is going to be so simple to where you're going to have little pockets of time dedicated to this trajectory to where you work on it occasionally. And then the rest is open for your life, for the doctor's appointments, for going to the lake, for going on the trip. And all of a sudden you can do those things guilt-free. You can work on this stuff guilt-free because it aligns with the life you want. It's incredible. It's totally incredible. Oops. Last step, a safe place for your accountability. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to have to be really vulnerable about what my life is like to actually, allow alignment and have somebody being able to like break this down and work with my life. And you're right. You're exactly right. But I have created a culture. I only let people in this program that I know will succeed. I only let people come in that I feel are ready. And I'm very honest about that. I'm very honest. That's why we have the application process. That's why we communicate. And like I said, if you're watching this, it's because I feel like this is like going to be a hinge point in your life. I'm just so excited for you to get over this hump because it's like the final hump. There's a there's a page in here that talks about that. But there is a safe accountability zone where I am unbiased about your life, right? I'm not your sister. I'm not your best friend. I'm not your mom. Like, I will be able to see it as the black and white and point things out to you that you've been so, self and emotionally involved in that you haven't been able to see. And it's beautiful when you have that safe zone to be accountable to what's actually happening, to be accountable to actually sticking with this over time. And it's beautiful when these moms come in and they see how safe this zone really is to say, hey, I'm not good at this. Hey, I need a resource for this. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so here's the final hurdle. I called it the hump, whatever. The final hurdle, same thing, right? This is the final thing. Like, you've done so much work. I'm so proud of you for being here, actually. Like, I am so proud of you for getting to this point in your awareness and your journey to say there is something keeping me stuck and I need to know what it is. My friend, you just get to learn why you think what you think. I can teach you how to change that. You need to get clear on your unique power, the way of being that you are. Every being I've ever met has a unique way that they move through life, a unique set of spiritual gifts, physical gifts. We're going to get clear on what it is that you are going to do in your life, at least for the next couple of years. We're going to create goals that align with that, with your life, with your family, your kids, your marriage, whatever is so important to you. This is going to work with that. And there's not going to be the guilt, the overwhelm, comparison against people because you're so clear. Like, it's like a no-brainer at this point. And as one of my clients, I love, she's one of my very, very first clients years ago. And she said, with this process, it works for everything I want to do. And this particular client was talking about her weight. She was talking about a business goal. She was talking about supporting her husband in a certain way. She had 6 kids, and she was just like, success is inevitable when you follow this process. And I was like, you know what? That's true. Like, anybody, success is inevitable. How does that, does that strike you? Like, there's no way you can't succeed doing this. If you show up and do it, you will do it. It's going to allow you to say yes or no with ease and love. You're going to succeed at any goal that you set with zero guilt and overwhelm. You're going to believe every decision you make is the right one. Like, your confidence is going to go through the roof. You're not going to second guess anymore. You're going to know you're the best mom for your kids. You are going to know that. You're going to live your Christian values, your beliefs unapologetically. No more fear around that, no more scarcity around that. It's just, you're going to be able to just be who you are in the way that you are so beautifully. You're going to have so much more joy, so much more fun. And you're going to have 100% authentic relationships, my friend. Because when you're so authentic, you attract that. It's beautiful. So, this is the process you're going to master inside the Elevated Mother experience. We call it EMX. It's a lot easier. I'm all about simplifying. Let's, come to EMX. You are going to learn all these things there. This is the process, okay? This is the elevation process. To gain peace in your home, abundance in your life, clarity of your purpose with ease. That's the best part. Grace. You're going to learn how to have grace for those messy days. Grace for the stuff you're not sure about. And God will be there to support you through the mind mapping, the soulful clarity, the goals that align with your lifestyle, and then that action and accountability piece. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it works. So what does it look like when you're actually in here? The elevation pathway. Month 1, we're going to find your current mind patterns. We really are. Within a month, actually within the first couple weeks, should you choose to schedule your mind mapping session, we are going to learn all of that. Your frequency of how you live, your vibe is going to shift. We are going to see your future vision. That session will be done. Month 2, you are going to have your goals. We will break them down. You will see an entire year of how this is going to work. You will be able to visually see your success on paper. Like, this is so doable. I love it. One of my clients, I think Stephanie, if you haven't watched her video, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch hers. She's just like, it's just doable. Everything I thought was so hard, like, I see it. It's doable. It is completely doable with my life. Your frequency will shift again. Your goals have begun. Months 3 through 6 is a 6-month commitment. Now that things are set and you're working on it, the holes, little things that you need to continue to shift in your mindset will show up. healing. We'll do a lot of experimentation, a lot of implementation. We're going to have massive support available to you. All the stuff. No more. Zero frustration. No hustling to try to get to whatever you're trying to do. No stressing out your family or stressing out your spouse. This is an individual elevation of your life. But what's beautiful is when you've chosen life of family life, it's going to spill over. Your kids are going to learn these skills. Your husband's going to see them in a safe way. It's going to be beautiful. And we also have like a workbook for you. We have physical books we send you in the mail. We give you a way to record what is happening and when. And what's beautiful is this is lifetime access. You can download all this stuff and have it forever. So even when the 6 months are up, you still have access to all of this stuff. This is stuff you can teach your kids how to use. I use all this. I have teenagers and small ones right now. Like, this is the safest way to be accountable to yourself, to be honest and authentic. This is how I work. I will always be honest with you. I will always show up the same, and you're going to get there as well. We will have times where you have one-on-one coaching sessions. Every month, we're going to have my eyes or another success coach looking at your progress through the portal. We will have some deep dive sessions, make sure you're on the right track. We're rewiring in real time, and we are really good at what we do. If we see something, we are going to address it. There's not going to be you wondering if this is working. You will see it. You will see through your workbook the things that are shifting for you. And every week we have coaching calls. We have a group call where everybody gets on Zoom, and we have a Google Doc. You can put your personal stuff in, so you're getting all your stuff addressed every single week. You have this opportunity, my friend, every single week. Like, we're going to see the obstacles that show up for you. They will get addressed very quickly. This isn't something you're going to be having to wait for. This is weekly. So if you're ready to just go, like you're like, I'm done with the cycle. I want to reach my goals. I'm ready. Like this, like I said, this is the straight shot. Grace in what we're doing as a mom raising human beings. It's beautiful. So much support, my friend. Like, you're going to have so much support in here. It's probably going to blow your mind. How many people, this isn't just going to be a course where you go watch the videos and then you check into the Facebook group and say, hey, and share your thing. No, this is very implementation. This is very like, we got you. We aren't going to let you fail. Like, this is going to be the most amazing experience. And we have the Facebook client only group. If you just did a session and you're like, oh my gosh, this came up, you put it in there. And you tag your coach and you tag me and we talk through it. We share your wins, cheer on other people. You'll see all these other women normalizing your experience, and you can comment and share, because I'm positive that you have things to share that the other women in the group need to hear. Experiences, tools, stuff you've learned through your journey up to this point that you are going to be able to share, and we need you. More heads are definitely better than one. One of the things that I get when people are like, oh man, how much time is this going to take? Just know that if you were to do it all, and I have a lot of grace as a mom creating this for moms, that you're going to do the program in your unique way. Like, it's not going to kick you out if you don't do the first module in the first 2 weeks. Like, this is not how this is, okay? If you were to do it all, step by step, as designed as a 6-month program, you would spend maximum 3 hours a week. 3 hours a week. And even then, I've seen clients where the beginning was that way, but as they get to that point where the goals are going, they're living life, they're coming for the support, it's like 2 hours a week if they're coming to both calls every week. If they're even coming to one or watching a replay, they may spend, I would say, your 2 to 3 hours a week in this program if you were to participate every single week. But it's not required. Like, if you don't show up to those, or you're working or you're on vacation, it's okay. I don't keep participation. I don't take attendance. But I'll share with you that it's this amount of time, 12 hours out of an entire month. Should you choose to do the entire, take every opportunity, which honestly, we're all moms. We're not. I do, because this is my business, right? That is going to change your life in 12 hours a month. Think about that. That's not even a whole day. That's half a day. In half of a 30-day month, you're going to be able to change your life. It's pretty amazing. So yes, this is going to be amazing. My clients see their first huge breakthroughs within 6 to 8 weeks, big things happening that they're like, what? I've been trying to do this forever, and all of a sudden it's here. And then they see usually another huge breakthrough their third or fourth month. And then by the time they're getting to where they're exiting the program, they're seeing massive shifts. So if this is resonating, and it should because you were handpicked to be here, you want more peace. You want this confidence. You want the self-belief. You want abundance flowing for yourself and within your family. You value Christianity and the values, family, marriage, humility, meekness. You desire to be a force for good alongside God. And just remember, my friend, like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Like, I'm all in. I am committed to teaching you how to live with more light, more love, more money, more spirit, more calm, more fun, more health without hustling. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to show up here. No guilt. No sacrificing what matters. None of this short-term sacrifice for long-term goal. I seriously, that is one of my pet peeve statements. Your life is going to change at a very normal, doable pace. But it is going to change. Just remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. If you decide not to do this program and keep doing your life, don't be surprised if that cycle happens again. Now, these are some of my clients. Guys, it was so hard to pick which ones. But you can see this red portion is kind of the part I wanted. But if you want to pause this and read through all of this, I highly suggest doing that. So Christine was somebody that came to me, and she'd been through 6+ years of therapy. And she's just like, I'm done hashing stuff over with my therapist. Like, I want to move. I want to learn how to move in my life. I need to move forward. I need to move on. I want what you're talking to me about. And she says here in this red section, the truth is easy to understand once you find it. The hard part is finding it. And I feel like that's what Robin does in the Elevated Mother Experience. Finding that truth for yourself of where you're going and what is really important to you, and aligning everything with that is just beautiful. And this is Mary. She's the mom of 6, you guys. Isn't she amazing? Isn't she beautiful? Again, pause it, read it. But she just says down here at the bottom, this is just so good. It's changing my life into what I want it to be. I've loved working with Mary. She's now in my advanced program, and she's just changing leaps and bounds. This is Becca. Guys, she's an author. Isn't she just, I don't know, all these ladies, they're just, I feel like I am so blessed to work with the cream of the crop of the earth. Again, pause and read it, but she says here in the red portion, I never could have predicted that I'd see so much growth in myself in just a few months. It's almost magical. I wake up each day happier and with more energy than I had before. Now, you guys, I have to just add this little PS part. She lost 40 pounds without like a meal plan or exercise. Like, it was all when she got aligned, her body was like, oh, we don't need this excess weight we've been carrying around as a security blanket almost. That's really what it was like. It was amazing to watch this happen. And then we've got Ashley, and she's an incredible entrepreneur. Her and her husband are highly motivated. They're doing a lot of big things out in the world. And she's had therapists and marriage therapists and counselors and all sorts of stuff. And she's like, I don't know if this is for me. And she came in and she says, I really think, this is the red portion, I really think the program I invested in for myself was for my whole family and everybody I encounter. I hesitated affording this program, but now I realize I could not afford to do this program. And she would tell that to anybody that was coming in the time that she was in the program. She's like, guys, this is going to change your life. Like, if you're hesitating, she would go into some of my other groups where we were helping people understand what the program would do for them. And she consistently would say that. She's like, if money's an issue for you, you got to put that aside because it's going to change everything. Like, this is not a money issue. It was beautiful. We have Jenny here. And she said, I feel so different since I started the Elevated Mother Experience. It's given me confidence in myself to look at things from a different perspective. She's someone that I just highly admire. She lives a highly dynamic life. She's an executive assistant, super skilled, super just incredible. And just seeing the growth that she had literally in just a few months was just, it's just so fun. It is so fun. Again, pause and read this. You're investing into a proven process, my friend. Like, with a guide. This is not you watching some videos and you're not going to be seeing me. You will see me. Like, you will get the skills to create anything that you want to bring into your life. that you've been wanting. It's like, how long are you going to let this go on? How long are you going to let this cycle be the story that you tell? And when you think about your kids, what was the story they're going to tell about their mom? Oh yeah, my mom always tried to do stuff, but she never did. Like, my friend, like, change this. It's time to change. Show your kids, show your spouse, show yourself a different story. So what you're going to get is I have a course roadmap for you. Like, if you're a checklist type of girl, I can give you the checklist. You're going to have video vault access, all the stuff in there. You're going to have the weekly calls. You're going to have all the experts that we have come in to support you. You're going to have the workbook, the reviews on that, coaching feedback. You're going to have the private Facebook community. I mean, like, we're covering our bases here. You're going to be so well supported through this journey. We have some visuals here on like what that kind of looks like. It's going to be incredible for you. And here's some common questions that I've gotten from people. They say, well, what if I don't have clear goals? What if I don't even know where I want to go? Well, my friend, this is why you're coming in here. Like, you will have clarity after just the first month. If you show up in the timeline that we have, it may be the second month, but like, you will know what your goals are. You don't need particular specific things already in mind to come into this program. You just know that you want to go somewhere that you're not. And I love this question because it's so common. And I remember thinking this myself before I hired a particular mentor that I did a few years ago. And I was like, why do I think this is going to work? When I've tried a lot of stuff and nothing has made a difference already. Like, I'm in this cycle again. My friend, you haven't done this. And you have to get real with that. You haven't done this. And this is specific to the person that finds themselves in that cycle. This is not some fluffy program that's going to promise you $1 million in a week. Like, this is things. This, like, things that matter is kind of how I want to say it. Like, this is going to be so personal, so personally shifting to how your life has been going so far. And what's awesome is, like I said, this is lifetime access. This is stuff that works all the time. The worksheets you use in this program can be used forever for all the things. How long will it take? I've mentioned 4 to 6 weeks, you'll see your first stuff. 6 to 8 weeks, major breakthroughs. 4 to 6 months, huge, massive. So if you've been working on something for like 8 years, okay, that's like really long. Jump into this program. Like, if you've been struggling for 3, 4, 5, like, stop doing things that are not, like, clearly, how much evidence do you need? Like, if things are not working and it's been years, like, stop doing the things that are not serving you. Come and change. And this question, well, my husband's not going to be on board with the investment. What do I say? How can I safely move through that conversation? I get this. Now, here's what I'm going to suggest to you is to approach it to him as a business proposal. Do not say things like, honey, I really think I want to do this thing and I need your support. Guys, no. Like, if you have lived in the Christian model for a long time, it probably looks something like you and your husband share the bills, or he does the majority of the bills. And so you feel like you have to approach him about financial things. And while he may support that, like, he's like, yes, I want to provide for my family, he also loves you and wants your happiness. And if he feels like you're unhappy, he will feel like he's not doing a good job. Now, if you approach this as a business proposal and you say, hey, like, with it all planned out, honey, I'm looking at doing this program. You know how I've tried to do like X, Y, Z, and Q, and it's never, I'm back to where I am and I get frustrated. I want you to know that's not a you thing. This is actually a me thing. You're supporting me really, really well. There's this program. It's going to help me move past this and figure out why I think the way that I do, what triggers that I have to stop being this way. I think it's going to serve us both and serve the kids. And this is the investment. And, you can propose to him like this. She said I could do these payments, or it's this way. I've thought, can we add this to maybe our home equity line of credit? Can I add this back on the back of our car loan? Can we take a little out of that? Can we ask your parents or my mom, or take this out of our investment funds? Maybe I'm going to take this out of my IRA or my retirement. Like, whatever it is, you can get resourceful. It's making that decision and approaching him with the decision made is the most important part of this. You say, honey, I've made the decision. I want to do this program. This is what it's going to do for me. This is what it's going to look like. I just want you to be aware. This is what I think needs to happen to support it financially. Any input that you have on this. And if he's just, usually when you approach it that way, he goes, wow, okay, let's figure this out. Instead of, honey, can you support me doing this? And like, oh my gosh, what are you adding to my plate? Don't approach it that way. That's not what this is. You're taking ownership. Just like before you married the guy, you had ownership of your life, right? Like, take that ownership back. Claim your agency to make a decision. This is literally making this decision is the first step in this program, is claiming your agency and claiming back your power. Reclaiming, I guess is the right word. Approach that safely with him with a plan already in place. And then ask him and say, do you have any additional thoughts? Don't ask for his support. Don't ask for his permission. Don't ask for his validation. This is a you thing. This is for you, and it gets to be by you. Back yourself on this. Approach him as if, because the decision is already made, and say, this is my plan. Do you have any additional thoughts? Okay? My friend, it's your time. Lack ends with you. Only abundance moving forward. God said, this life is for joy. He said, you have everything. I've created everything for you. Don't continue the cycle of creating limits for yourself. Only abundance moving forward. Time to claim it.